Hello and welcome. This is Crossing Bridges Talk Show. I'm your host, Larry Montgomery Sr. This is my co-host, William. William, introduce yourself.
Good evening, good evening, everyone. My name is William Montgomery, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Well, it's been a historical week, I guess, these last 2 weeks, and this one that's coming up. So I guess we'll have some comments on that, and also we wanted to talk about men's behaviors so that the women that are listening might get some more insight. And I think the reason for that is that we're not enemies. We're here to be together. God made it that way, that we would be together for a reason, to continue to procreate, type of a thing. And it's kind of a difficult situation when you're trying to find the right one. Once you find the right one, and it's not necessarily that the one you found is the right one until you kind of get to know them. But today, with these micro life, that everything's got to happen that, just that quick, you don't really get a chance to know someone and see how they're going to conduct themselves in various situations. And that's where conversations beforehand, some understanding, questions, and things like that are appropriate to kind of get a sense for, is this person who they really say they are? Because most people, they're on their best behavior when they first meet you, because they have an agenda. A lot of times we assume we know the agenda. You want to get with me, I want to get with you, maybe. But who's working hard on their agenda? So you keep some things off the table. And I guess the challenge is to find out all the things that are on and off the table before you make that final decision. Society has become what they call that crowd, or that, how did they put it the other day? Herd mentality. Everybody's running towards where everybody else is running, and no one knows where we're running to. And that's something that we really need to start paying attention, because some of these decisions are lifelong. They affect your life. It's not just this one moment in time. Well, okay, it didn't work out, so I'm going to move on. Sometimes they can screw you up so bad that you won't be able to move on. You grab a hold of the wrong one. It's funny that over the years, I know you've seen the show Maury's, what is that?
Maury Povich?
Yeah.
The talk show?
Yeah. What was he called, the show? I can't think of what the name of that show. I know it's Maury's, but I had another name there. Anyway, you know what this show is about.
Yeah.
Letting people either get the DNA or get the lie detector test. And you see people come out there and you're not quite sure whether it's because they're in front of a camera or because they just live that way. And all their business is right there in the street. And some of that stuff you got to ask yourself, you actually let that come out of your mouth? I could kind of understand that you thought that, but did you really think you wanted to say that in front of all these people? As case in point is when these guys are being accused of being the baby daddy. No, it wasn't me. I only had sex with her once. That worked. And that was a long time ago. They'll say, that baby don't look like me. It's only 4 weeks old. Really? All my kids look like me.
Yeah.
From which baby mama are you talking about?
Yeah.
Man. It could be contrived, but it's so no funny, because some of these people, they come up with the weirdest reasons, for what they did and why it ain't what your lying eyes are looking at. And so I think that as men and fathers, you want to be prepared to have that conversation with your daughter's girlfriends or whatever. Look, life is live and it's all the way live, and
Mhm.
people do what they do. But please try not to bring all that up in here, because I'm
Mhm.
not trying to hear it.
Mhm.
You roll up in there on the stage and you run right by Maury. Now,
Mhm.
you should run right by him to talk to the other person. It ain't my baby. It ain't my baby. And it don't look like me. And you this and you that and all that and this and that there about you. And 10 minutes later, you are the baby daddy. Oh, yeah, okay. It's all good. Really? You just called me a thought in front of 10 million people, and it's okay now?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, let's start that discussion, I guess, with women getting to a better understanding of men. What you got to say?
Well, in this game of life, everybody wants to win.
Mhm.
Um, but I really think that, you know, as a man and as, I can't speak for women, but I would like to share some advice on a human note that, we need to really look and see what we really want. You know, there's some things that catch our eye for the moment, like, yeah, that's nice. I want that. But do you really want that? I want that for today, want that for tomorrow, want that forever. These are the things that we need to, as young folks. I mean, I'm a little older than probably some of the people watching this. I'm a lot younger than my father, obviously, but I've learned from my life that everything that you see, everything that glitters ain't gold. You heard that saying before. It look good today, tomorrow. And that goes for male or female. If you're a woman and you out there looking for a good man, you know, it might glitter and shine today, but tomorrow is another day.
Mm.
You know, you want to you want to invest all your time and energy into this person, and you want to make sure that they are right for you. It's not a quick thing, because if you want something that's going to last forever, and it's all about what you want. If you just want, hey, I seen him, I was cooling with him, done. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But if you're looking for somebody that's going to be there for you, not necessarily take care of you, but be there for you as a significant partner to help, each other in life, and grow and be strong and fruitful together, you know, you gotta do different things. You can't do the same thing you was doing when you was wilding out. Hey, it's just you only live once. Yeah, you only live once, and you can make mistakes that can make that life a lot shorter.
Mm.
Or more uh, disastrous. Depending on the issue. But we really need to look at what we want. And not on. I mean, you got the short term, wants, but your long term wants, and hopefully your short term and your long term maybe line up,
Mm.
because your short term is this and it takes you away from the long term, you may have just pushed yourself on a longer path to get to where you want in the long term.
Mm.
It happens, but these are realities of life, you know. So I mean, yeah, I'm 45. When I was 20, I probably wouldn't be listening to myself right now either. And then I would wind up in the same position that I'm in right now. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully there's some people out there that know themselves and know what they want. And like I said, you don't if you want a long-term relationship, the sooner you start on that path to find that long-term relationship, the better off you are. The
Mm.
longer you wait, the longer it's going to take.
Mm. Mm.
And that's just all I got.
Mm. Well, I can certainly understand that. I've been married, 48, going on 49 years. Um, when I started out, was I looking for a long-term relationship? No. But, I was blessed to recognize the prospect, because I actually had met my wife, your mother, a couple of years before I had married her, and lost touch with her. I saw her one night, and it was, I ain't gonna say it was magic or whatever, but it was something that stuck in my mind at that moment, and hers too. And then later on, a couple of years later, ran into her and like, okay, this is this is the right product here, bells and whistles, so might so hold on to it, But I mean, I've known other people, and not saying that they weren't nice people, nice people, whatever, that moment in time type thing, yeah. But kind of knew from the beginning. That's just for me, from the beginning, that this one is not. That's not a keeper. Use that one to keep it moving type thing. Which is kind of bad right now. But that's pretty much how it was, because there was no thought of, is there going to be a tomorrow? Type of thing. Or do I want to see you again? It depends.
Yeah.
What I get up and decide to do. If not, whatever. If you're available, whatever. But then there's the one that you run up on and you say, yeah, I'd like to see you tomorrow. And hey, you there? Okay, that's how it was. There was no long dissertation to it. But I think from a man's perspective, pretty much when you see what you want it. Now the question is, how long do I want it for? Because sometimes you run into one that no, that's not even for the one time. Yeah. They start talking, and you're like, no, this ain't you want a drink? Okay, I gotta go.
Can I throw something in on there?
Yeah,
real quick. Because I mean, what you were saying, before, what you was referencing, that young man's mind state, that is the mind state of every generation that comes. Is nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? You thought that, I thought that. There's people younger than me that's out there right now that think that and believe that, and so it's not that we're sitting here talking about mystical lions and tigers and unicorns and stuff like that. This is real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about your life. I know my life, and the people hopefully that's watching that's younger than us, so that they can learn from our dealings. Not saying that our dealings were bad or anything like that, but that you could look and say, okay, well, I know that there might be something out there that I want for life. I need to keep my eyes open for that. If I'm over here dealing with this on a short time, it's all fine, it's all good. But when I see something that catches my eye and says, you know what, that's the one. I can't be playing around. I gotta be on my, look, you're the one who I want. I'm here. My name is such and such. I like to take you out, like to spend some time with you, get to know you, what's your name, whatever. You got to be on your game, and not a game to play, but you got to be at the top of your, yourself. You got to know yourself and put your best foot forward, not in a fraudulent way. Like, oh yeah, I got 10 cars, girl. What I'm saying, and I got everything. But look, I see you. I want you to know me. I want to know you. Type stuff. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And we have to point out that just being comfortable and being able to talk about your feelings is important. And to be earnest about how you feel about something, because the truth is going to come out. It's going to come out. Now, you wanted to come out and knock somebody off their feet, or you wanted to come out and they say, oh yeah, I know that. I knew that, type of a thing. And I'm good with it, or I ain't good with it. I should have said something before. You got people out there, and one of the comments you made about, well, run up on them and they got 10 cars or whatever. that should not impress you
Mm-hmm.
as a woman and or as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Because first off, if they got 10 cars, there's a reason for that. Okay. Now that reason might not be one that you want to know about. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
but then nowadays you find them, they'll run up on a guy or whatever. He got 10 kids.
Mm.
Oh yeah. So yeah. And we had a few drinks and smoked a little, whatever. And then we made out. Yeah. Why? What you think gonna happen? You got 10, you think you got a problem with 11? You think he's feeding all 10 of them?
Mm-mm.
Let's see, the court said 17 and the third percent off the gross. So that means he got 10, he's spending 170.3% of his salary. Almost 10 already. He got no more for you, that number 11.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But, and you're standing there looking at him and you say, oh, yeah, he's so nice, looking all that there. He knows what to say because he's been doing it for quite a while. He said it to a lot of people, if not the only one person 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, earnestly, and what kind of life do you think you're going to have? If you got one mama with 10, what's going to stop him from leaving you with one or two for the next one? If you got 10 mamas, where you think you're going to roll up on the list? When you're going to get to the top of the list? And how long you're going to stay there? So some things are, you would think are common sense, but you really can't fix stupid, and I mean, yes, there's nothing wrong with being stupid, but you should really know that you're stupid.
Yeah.
You should try to contain that, so it doesn't spread.
I mean, but think about this, I mean, I'm sorry, but as a man, if I got 10 kids and I'm with somebody else, I've seen in my life, I knew a young man who hated the woman that his father married to the point where he was calling her out her name and they actually got into a physical fight about it. I'm like, you don't know what kind of negative stuff you're bringing into your life. You know what I'm saying? Having a bunch of kids with different baby mamas. Not saying that it's not. I mean, if you're taking care of all of them, hey, by all means. But if you're not taking care of them and you got a child that hates you because you're not in their life, that's some real stuff that you got to deal with.
Well, how are you going to take care of 10 kids?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, let's not just say 10 kids. Let's just say this, because I know a little bit about this. When your mother, not yours, when your mother has, you have 2 or 3 other siblings, and none of you look alike. And you're trying to figure out, well, how this one got blue eyes and red hair, and I got black hair and brown eyes. Okay, so biologically we can be related. But then from the child's perspective, they got to go out in the world and be around other children their ages who have other households. And then they introduce their sibling to them. And they say, their friends say, you're related? Now, mommy ain't there to protect their feelings. The child's got to deal with that and then hopefully come home and try to understand what's going on. Well, I love my brother, love sister, whatever, but I'm getting a lot of, a lot of negative energy every time I go out with them. And so a lot of people, and this is the point, it's not just about you. What the things that you do, they affect and hurt, other people, and it's not their fault. You laying up there having all these babies with all these men, and it's okay, it's all good, because either they paying for them or social services paying for them, and it works for you. But what about the child? And if you never talk to them, you really don't know how they feel until they grow up and start acting out. Or they start growing up and he finally winds up to be the daddy with 10 kids and
Mhm.
9 different baby mamas.
Mhm.
Mhm. And so they had a show about one of them like that there, and and that guy's mother was there on the show
Mm.
talking about that ain't his baby. This is the Maury show.
Mhm.
That ain't his. How do you? He's got 10 already.
Mm.
How do you know what's his and what ain't his?
Mm.
And I said, I'm talking from experience. My mother had 2 or 3 that didn't look like none of us, and I'm like,
Mm.
um,
Mm.
well, it's my mother. What can you say? I can't say nothing, you know.
Mhm.
But the reality was that after a while, I started going by the house to visit
Mm.
because every time I came over, there was somebody new. And I'm like, I can't remember all these names. So
Mm.
it just, I mean, it was bad. I can't go see my mother because there's somebody new there every time I come. I'm like, well, who is that? You know.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
then then my father on his deathbed introduced me to his 2 children that were outside the wedding. I mean the marriage.
Mm.
Hey,
Mm.
what's going on here? Well, where was I doing all this time?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, good God. Um, it's a pathology because, this is something that's happening around you. You may not necessarily be responding to it at that moment, but it's all being, it's like the water's washing over you.
Mhm.
Sooner or later, you're going to get wet.
Yeah.
And
Quick
so,
question.
huh?
Quick question.
Yeah.
When you found out that you had a sister and a brother, I think that you didn't know about till your father was getting, till my granddad was getting ready to pass. How did you feel? I mean, because we talking about how kids are affected, and technically that would be you, even though you're a grown person. Now you could verbalize your feelings at that time.
Yeah. Well, I was 50 at that time. So
Mhm.
whatever feelings I had were,
I mean, thoughts. I mean,
the thought was like, that's a surprise
mhm.
because I had never seen him, although my mother would accuse him.
Mhm.
I'd never seen him, you know. Now, her, I
Yeah.
seen you, okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I know what you did, but
Mhm.
um, and that one is still running around the house here. So I know that was a fact. But for him, and it happened, and and you got to go back. You got to sit back and think. So, well, um, the son and the daughter pretty much in my same age group. So
Mhm.
this happened when they were young and still, okay, we get married, and my mother's the anniversary is on the 15th. My birthday is on the 10th. I mean the 25th.
Mhm.
So you're like, oh, okay, what I know what happened there. Um, but then the rest of your life you go through, and you really at that as a child you don't know. You don't know
Mhm.
what happened. You don't know why it happened, and they ain't gonna
Mhm.
tell
Yeah. But
you.
the reason why I asked is because, like, I don't think a lot of people my age or younger think about that from that point of view. Like, okay, even if it didn't happen to me, but I'm doing the same behavior that caused, that you know, uh, in your household,
Mhm.
then I don't know unless I actually see it for myself and somebody else. Now you're verbalizing it, it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, how many other people, if they knew how, awkward, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying awkward, for children to have to see and live and not have any way to talk to the parent or whatever, and hey, how am I supposed to deal with this and know, and uh, you know I mean.
Well, you see, the point of this is that when we're about ourselves, it's all about me.
Mhm.
I don't care about you. I don't care what you think. So I sit there and I tell you, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, but I treat you like crap.
Mhm.
And you don't realize that I'm treating you like crap. And then you say, well, okay, well, dad says, well, he loves me, but he's saying one thing, but he's doing something else.
Mhm.
So that's a mixed message. And if I don't realize I'm sending a mixed message, then you are really screwed up because it wasn't your fault. You didn't know
Mhm.
what you were learning.
Mhm.
Learn to do this at the same time I learned to do that. And they don't work together. So now what? I'm,
Mhm.
I'm confused. Uh,
Mhm.
and the big picture is socially, if you're saying, well, I'm trying to live a Christian life, or I'm trying to live a socially correct life, and then I'm doing other things behind the closed doors that are opposite to it, and there's no guarantees that no one else is seeing what I've done, then I'm a hypocrite. And when it's exposed and people see, well, you were walking around here talking this and you were doing that, and look at the collateral damage that you left behind because everybody who knows you is totally confused.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm happily married. I would never be seen with another woman. Uh-huh. He said, we got you on video, fool. What are you talking about? My lying eye, see what I saw?
Mhm.
And now you got not only the guy's busted, his wife's embarrassed, and his kids are embarrassed.
Mhm.
And sometimes people don't get over their embarrassments because they really don't, they took it to heart. Oh, my dad,
Mhm.
he's good as gold. Oh, yeah, he's in the choir. Yeah, he plays music for the church. Yeah, and he's sleeping with yeah,
Mhm.
okay. But it's a conscious decision, and this is the
Mhm.
point. If that's shoes on your foot, think about it.
Mhm.
Think about what you're doing, and think about how you might want to change that. Because it's not just about you. Okay, other people do see you. You know,
Can,
children do see you.
can I throw something in on that too? And for those people that think that it's all about you, just think about how confused you are. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep these lies up. You got to, run and duck and hide. You know what I'm saying? You're screwing your own self up, you know what I'm saying? Because you think you're getting over. But then when people start pulling that string of that sweat and starts unraveling, you're like, oh, what, no, no, no. And you trying to duck and dodge and die. It's like you put yourself in a world of stress and angst for what? I mean, for temporary satisfaction. I mean, don't get me wrong. If that's what you want, temporary satisfaction, don't front. Hey, I'm all about temporary satisfaction. This is what I am. You know, and just be you. But if you want to be better, then you got to do better. It's not saying better. You got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only going to help you. If you're
Well, even,
straightforward.
yeah, well, even with the temporary satisfaction thing, what's important to you? Is it
Mhm.
important to get, that, temporary satisfaction and then run the risk of devastating the person who actually believed that you would not do anything to hurt them? And you think that women get over the fact that you cheated on them and they caught you? That that don't happen.
Nope.
They might forgive you, but they sure enough ain't gonna ever forget it.
Mm,
Okay, that's just not humanly possible,
mm,
right? So now you're looking at your significant other, mate, wife, or whatever, every day, and she got one eye open on
mhm,
you.
mhm,
I know you a cheater. I know you do that. You know, and oh, we had an open marriage. No, we was on a break. That is the biggest trick ever.
mm,
You ain't on no break, fool. You being watched.
mhm.
That's what you are. You being watched. They gave you a timeout. Go stand in the corner. I ain't saying nothing about go outside and play. I mean, so I can see you stand there.
Mhm.
Oh, we was on a break. Yeah. And then you wonder why you're haunted, you know. And look, and other people, you hurt somebody. There is no law that says that if they want revenge, that they are going to do the same thing to you. They may do something totally unexpected.
Mhm.
And they may not do it because they purposely wanted to do it to get back at you. They may do it because they just, I made a mistake. You know it's like making a mistake, right, Joe? You know what making mistakes are like, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean to put that arsenic in your coffee. It just happened to fall out the bottle.
Mhm.
It was on you.
Yeah.
You know, we roll around here like it's okay. And so you ask the question, well, how are we getting this topic when we're talking about women and understanding men's behavior? That behavior from the man's side is, well, look, it's just temporary satisfaction. It didn't mean anything. And it probably did not mean anything to you as a man. But because women are emotional, everything means something to them. They don't do it just because, oh, it's the spur of the moment. It's an emotional attraction. It's an emotional thing that goes along with it. You know, so, oh, every time you're with a woman, you know, they got a hook in you. Yeah. But you got an anchor in them
Mm.
because it was emotionally decided that she would go along with it.
Mm.
And so, yeah, when we talk about men's behavior and what women should understand about it. And so, and yeah, and then you get to the other question of, well, why is it okay for you as a man to do this and say, oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But then if the woman does it, now you want to choke her half to death.
Mm.
Wow, wow,
Emotional involvement.
yeah, you disrespected me. You know, how could you give that to somebody else?
Mm. Mhm.
And she looks at you like you got three heads. Like, well, don't look at me like
Mhm.
that. So again, it goes back to it's all about me. It's not all about you. You know, if you didn't want to be married and you want to fool around, don't get married.
Mhm.
Don't tell me you want to marry him. Don't promise you're going to marry him. Just say, look, we're going together. If we ain't, then we ain't. You know, I'll find somebody like I did the other day, find somebody else. Said, oh, okay, well, that works. Uh, you, when you get old, you find out that that lifestyle really doesn't work.
Mhm.
But, you know, you can run with it. Personally, I got married. I didn't want to be unmarried. All right.
Mm.
I don't want to find myself trying to marry somebody else, you know,
Mm.
because that's work,
Yep.
you know. And anybody tell you that married life is bliss and every day is like sunshine and cookies, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Some
Or
days,
they work very hard.
right, some days it's like it just came from the pit of hell. Like I don't want no, but you know, when you think about it, you say this is actually a hell of a lot better than would be without it. You know,
Mhm.
because you just
Yep.
can't trust everybody nowadays.
Mhm.
We married this long because we trust each other. You know, yeah, we make mistakes, you know,
Mhm.
but we've learned and grown to the point where we don't make those mistakes anymore.
Mhm.
We learn from each other. We understand each other. We understand, okay, well, this works, that don't work. And those things that don't work, we work on,
Mhm.
you know, that's one of, and there's good days, there's bad days. She has good days, she has bad days. I have good, bad, you know, but now you think about 48, 49 years with somebody and you want to go marry somebody else and spend 48, 49 years with them to figure them out.
Mm.
No, that's 98 years. I
Yeah.
was already 20 when I started, so that ain't gonna work. And so, but I look back over my life, I have 48, 49 years of better life than most.
Mm-hmm.
Really. When you look
Yeah.
at it, I mean, hey, you turn over in bed and look at somebody and say, who the hell are you?
How'd you get in here?
When did you get here? No. Where am I?
Am I at your place or you at mine?
Gee whiz, man. I ain't drinking that stuff no more. But,
Let's not be sneaking out your own place.
right. You know, and it's like, when you were young and dumb, it was, yeah, okay, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
You get 40 or 50, where the hell am I?
Mm-hmm. I've been kidnapped.
Oh God, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And you dang sure don't want to be 60 years old and wake up and say, "Where am I?"
Oh, yeah. Mm-mm. Where my walker at?
Right. Walker. Oh God, that's not be funny at all.
No.
That lifestyle has something that, if it worked for you for some moment in time, then okay. But you got to really give some thought to it. I got to get out of that and change the lifestyle to be something a little more consistent. And so, to our young ladies out there, one thing about men, I speak for myself, the straightforward you are, the more straightforward you are, the easier it is to have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to figure out this code, well, that's okay. Sure, if you want to do that. No, if you said sure, then that means it's okay. Not sure that if you try it, I'm gonna choke you to death. That's what you meant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just be straightforward. We can have fun. Because I can understand straightforward. I can't understand code. It don't work for me, and don't work for most men. They don't get it.
It changes too often. I mean, like yesterday it meant this, today it means this. It's like, look, we all know English. We all have the, tips and tricks and this, that, and the other that we want to use. But look, if you want to be effective in a relationship, look, this is what I mean. And when I say I mean this, I mean this. I'm not trying to, sneak one by you, put one over you on you. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? You want a real person, you want to be real with that person.
Mm-hmm. Just say like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got mm-hmm. That's clear. Yeah. Oh man, I don't see my clock here, so I don't know how much time we've been up, which is not good. But we're 30.
Almost at 40.
Okay, we're 40, so we're good. You want to make your announcement?
Yeah. Well, to all our viewers, it's that time. If you would like to make a suggestion for any topics that you like us to discuss or participate in, please feel free to shoot us something in the comment box, and we look forward to some suggestions.
Yeah. We're going to try to expand our panel, trying to get Minister Larry in.
Okay.
Oh, listen, we need a shout out for Christopher. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy nephew. Birthday, Christopher. Love you.
Love you too. Yep, love you.
And wish you many more.
Yes, definitely.
And when you get your stimulus check, give a brother a call.
Cha-ching!
To be stimulated. Right. Now we'll be back next week, and it should be, I don't know what to expect, what's going to happen this week. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things up in the air. It's like unbelievable. You couldn't script this. You could not have sat down and wrote out, this is what's going to happen, over these last 4 years. And some of it's scary. Some of it's like you sit there and you can't imagine that, it happened, that it's happening. But one thing that is really frightening is that we find that at the end of this day, there's a lot of stupid people out there. I mean, stupid people, and again, it goes right back to it's all about me. And that's where stupidity has its best days, when it's all about you. So you might want to give that some thought over the week. Until next time, I want to thank you. God bless you. And we'll see you. We'll see you then. You good?
All right. Good.
Okay.
God bless.
Bless.